all are allowing delinquent employees to sit on their sofas at home instead of actually getting to work and doing their jobs. This is absolutely unacceptable.
So our employees are working whether they are in the office or at home, and they are.
Are you monitoring the work that they are doing from home on a regular basis?
Yes, we are.
Every employee, do you have the numbers of the hours that are submitted? Are you counting how many times they're logging into their computers and responding to casework?
So our employees are subject to the same performance management processes and oversight they are whether they're teleworking or working in an office. And we have systems in place that our managers use to schedule, assign, and track workloads. And that includes individual employee workloads in many cases. So real-time understanding of what actions are being processed at any particular given time. Additionally, our employees are required to be accessible to their supervisors, clients, colleagues, and external parties during work hours via a variety of means, including instant messaging, video platforms, and telephone. They are connected to the workplace, whether they are in the office or at the home.
And this is textbooks, shut the hell up, you don't know anything.
Then why is the backlogs for Social Security applicants increased from 41,000 to 107,000?
Because we've been historically underfunded for a number of years now.
I don't think you're underfunded. You're funded at the Nancy Pelosi levels. At the Democrat levels, we just continued that same funding.
So I would say
at pandemic level spending.
So I would say we'd have an increase of over 8 million beneficiaries over the last 10 years. At the same time, we experienced our lowest work staffing levels at the end of FY22. That's a math problem. I mean, that is a problem. If you have those workloads, increasing, and you don't have the staff to take care of those workloads, you're going to have the backlogs that you're talking about, Representative.
Listen, what we just watched was Lauren Boebert trying to go at the SSA administration, Social Security Administration, for letting their workers work from home, work remotely. Try and call people that works for federal government, people that keep this country running, delinquents. And she thought she had a punching bag in Mr. McKinley. She thought she had a punching bag in his employees by saying they're sitting at home on their couches not doing anything, not realizing that there are systems in place to monitor how people work, how they interact with their coworkers when they're logged on, how they interact with their clients and their managers, and also the amount of time they have to be accessible through so many forms of contact. Video platform, email platform, and also instant messaging. Trying to demonize people who work for the federal government as lazy, that is absolutely disgusting, that we find from our Republican counterparts that we've never seen in the history of this country.
My colleague just asked if our birth rate was declining here in America, and the answer was yes. Well, of course it is. We have nearly 1 million abortions in our country a year, over 60 million abortions since this has been illegal. And if that's an issue, well, then we need to address that. If we want an incline in our birth rate, well, let's look at our own country first, rather than putting folks in the hands of the cartel and putting their lives in danger so they can do, as my colleagues on the other side of the aisle say, pick our fruit, pick our crops. Aren't the folks who are coming here to seek the American dream deserving of the American dream? Or are they only deserving to clean our toilets, fold our beds in our hotels, the sheets, and pick our crops? I think the American dream is worth much more than that, and that's why we are the most generous nation in the world when it comes to legal immigration, accepting nearly 1 million legal immigrants each year.
And per usual, Lauren Boebert does an absolutely terrible job attempting to mask what she's actually saying.
They want to grant amnesty and a path to citizenship to 8 million illegal aliens. Yes, there is definitely a replacement theory that's going on right now. We are killing American jobs and bringing in illegal aliens from all over the world to replace them if Americans will not comply with the tyrannical orders that are coming down from the White House. This Democrat bill puts America dead last. And sadly, this is what Americans have come to expect from Trader Joe's regime. Our southern border is completely open. We've witnessed a disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan and one unconstitutional mandate after another. These actions will have lasting consequences at a high, high price tag.
Now, this replacement theory that I'm going to tell you about right now fixates specifically on immigration. It starts with a claim to an allegedly neutral position, the claim that, well, most countries set limits on immigration, and that can include some type of standards for who is admitted to the country. Okay, true enough. Then it pivots into white supremacist racism, arguing that countries like France or the U.S. are inherently white, so immigration limits must patrol against any racial minorities or foreigners to stop them from, quote, replacing the allegedly current white residents.
Replace the current electorate with new people, more obedient voters from the third world.
You will not replace us! You will not replace us!
This is a purposeful resettlement.
White replacement theory? No. This is a voting rights question.
It's going to be millions of illegal immigrants into the United States.
They're coming to a neighborhood near you.
We are being invaded.
They're coming to our backyard.
It's your country.
And this is the result of that sort of endless rhetoric coming from people like Lauren Boebert and the right wing itself.
Welcome! You're not welcome! You're illegal! Let
You're not aware of any employee taking something that one would consider a vacation time and bringing their computer and maybe logging in just a portion of that time, or not at all? We have more than 25% of federal employees not logging into work, and they're teleworking.
Congresswoman, I do take issue with the characterization that 25% of individuals are not logging in.
It's in this leaked document right here that we just submitted into the record.
You're basing that from 2020, which was in the last administration, and I can't speak to that particular incident.
Do these people have staffers or, wait a minute, I mean, what am I even saying? That's not how they roll. Even if they do got staffers, they don't listen to them anyway. They just wake up and they wing it all day, all night long, baby.